I need to take some measurements of that rear subframe before I pull it apart. I just want to check because it's hard to see a reference point because the swing arm's different shape because of the chain, and the subframe could be different because of the exhaust. So on one side it's that far away from the spirit level, and the other side it's that far away, so it's kinked over about 15 mil. You can see the seat slightly off. The mudguard is slightly over, so yeah. It's wrong if I take the cues off the tank, so about 15 mil. Now this runs that spirit level out, what I think is the spine of the bike, and parallel with the wheels, and I can reproduce that, so I'm good. I've got 6 different environments there. I've got on the right it's the lanolin, on the left it's the penetrol, in the middle at the top is as rough as rusty as I got it, in the bottom there middle it's sanded but then left raw, and it's starting to get a little bit of a tint to it. Rusty like I got it. Rusty sanded and then just left raw, and it's starting to get a tint to it. The lanolin then sprayed but rubbed off, and then lanolin just left as it is when it's sprayed. Penetrol that's been rubbed off, that matte finish, and penetrol with a gloss, just how it is when you brush it. So if the seat rubs against that, it really wants to be as smooth as possible, so I have to make a smooth finish. This is where the seat sits, so I'm going to take a reference. It'll be touched by the seat in the unmasked areas, so I'm happy. When reviewing this video, I see where I make my mistake. I've used the same rag that I washed the lanolin off with, and the lanolin's gone lumpy, so it's left lumps on there. Contamination. I didn't know it was there. Yeah. Look around the tank and with the reflection of the light, and you'll see a dull patch where you've missed. What I'm doing now is sorting the parts. That one's been washed, it's been lanolined, and now I'm just electrical contact cleaner, clean out there. Later on when I put it back together, I might put a bit of CRC in there, but that's when I put it back together. Everything's there. Cover for the shock absorber, the monoshock near the petrol tank, looks good. If I haven't run oil tank, if I haven't run every part through my hands at least 10 times, then I haven't really felt the bike. So I'll go over these parts many times, many different ways, and just check them, roll around, have a think, move on. Next time I make up some lawnmower fuel, I'll just wash it out, and from now on I'll just use a nice synthetic. The rubber bit that goes with holds the expansion chamber and the silencer together, it's gritty in there, rubber's not right. Wash it and check it later. Battery box, all the parts are back on there. It's check for rust, because battery boxes do get rusty. See what's going on. The paint's a bit flaky, so I'll have a look at it later. These are the bits that hold the big heavy steel under tray and the rear mudguard onto the subframe. Those round loops that you see at the end of the subframe, they go in there and hold the whole lot together. I've painted this twice now because there's a few spots where the rust just keeps soaking in the penetrol as it dries, so that second coat just to make sure it gets in there. Just checking the parts, I pick up that inner guard every now and again, and I look at those rusted rivets there, and I think in 40 years' time they're going to be too far gone, so a cheat's way of cleaning them off is just a bit of electrical contact cleaner, and that'll get rid of the fat and on there, so it's good to go. I just keep a brush in a bottle with just a rag as a cork, that way it keeps the fumes from getting out. And that way I can just touch up little parts or just do little parts one at a time without having to just drag everything out and redo a big job of it. So this does it nice and quickly. You can see that electrical contact cleaner's blasted all that fat away, so I'm just going to coat it, wipe it a bit, put it away and wipe it up again later, and then recoat it with a lanolin, and that'll be done forever and I'll be happy. I've been at this for a few weeks now, so I'm going to do a review of what I can put away and say truly I've finished with, it's done, pack it away, pull it out whenever I need it now. This is a list of the parts I've ordered so far. I'm just working on one small area, so I'll just get parts as I need them and put them away. The first lot there are grommets for putting on side covers, the mudguard and stuff like that. Most of the ones I have are cracked. I looked at getting a toolkit, but I might put a hold on that for a little while and see if I can get a good second-hand one. That's just a band for holding the toolkit in place. Have to have, new air cleaner element. Battery band for holding the battery in place. Adjusting screws I've forgotten, but I'll know it when I see it. Another grommet for, I think it's the battery box. Collar for something, and a wing nut screw for holding the oil container in place. First one there is a decal for the right hand side cover, unavailable. Now this is bad. Thrust washer for the bolt that goes with the suspension, unavailable, and the bolt for the suspension, unavailable. That's a real problem.